And hey, hello there, my friends. Welcome back to RJB Defeat with me, your host, RJB. Byul against Burgersasu. So we've had one game so far, and did I actually update the score? No, I did not. So let me just quickly update the score there on the top of the screen, and there it appears magically on the top. Byul, Burgersasu, Byul on the name Gumdor, Burgersasu on the name Burgersasu, here on the blue Zerk on the bottom corner of the map. Protoss against Zerk. In the previous match, it was a reversal. We had Zerk against Protoss with Byul on the Zerk and Burgersasu on the Protoss. Burgersasu managed to win that game after a pretty hard-fought battle. Yeah, I think Burgersasu won that one. I was trying to remember, like, it's been a couple of days. I haven't casted or played StarCraft for a couple of days, so I had to kind of dive deep into my memory who won the previous one. But it was for sure Burgersasu. I hope I didn't mess that one up. If I did, please... I should have checked this before the game. I should have checked this before casting, and I did. I checked the game length because I also forgot where to find the replay. Like, I checked the game length so that I can cross-reference from my replay files which replay I have to do next. So I did check, but I forgot who won. It was either Burgersasu or Byul. Like, that's kind of one of the few things that I have. The moment I start doubting something that I already know, I no longer know it. I should know who won. I knew it a minute ago. I knew it because I updated the score on the top. But for some reason, because I started doubting whether I was right or wrong, I now no longer know if I was right or wrong. I mean, that's what doubt does. So yeah, Burgersasu on the bottom, Byul on the top. Byul starts off with Nexus Triple Gateway. That's a very standard opening for Protoss against Zerg. Very standard. I mean, there's not much risk in getting attacked. Maybe there's a chance of an early 9 pull or a 6 pull even, and Zerglings rushing into your base, which is actually pretty damn strong against the Nexus first. But the odds of that happening are so small that you can pretty much always start with Nexus first against the Zerg. The odds are just so small, you're probably never ever really in danger this early on against the Zerg. There are some players who do like to cheese, and when you know that they like to cheese, you of course adapt. But when you are somewhat certain that your opponent is not one of those cheesers, this is just completely fine. It is, in fact, in my opinion, the single best opening against the Zerg. It gives you a lot of money, gives you a lot of zealots early, and it gives you the option to advance into advanced technology like a cybercore, robotics, and Temple's archives pretty quick. Because all those extra probes from the Nexus first, they do help out tremendously in kickstarting your gas economy. It helps you a lot. Now, because Burgersasu knows that this is a cross-map situation, he goes for more hatchers in the back. Before really adding on a lot more Sunkens, and before going for gas, he just wants to drone up as much as he can while using the couple of Zerglings he has on the middle to maybe try and snipe that probe, but the probe stays alive, so that didn't quite work. It's very important for Byul to get this proxy mid-base up and running. It just gives him so much power over Burgersasu to have the robos this close to the choke. Gives him a lot of power over Burgersasu. I mean, the distance from across the map is too great to produce here back at home. If you start producing back at home, it just takes too much time to travel all the way across the map. Building everything here on the middle is stronger for non-stop attacking and containing the Zerg, but you do run the risk of losing all your structures on the middle the moment the Zerg breaks out. And most often times players did not build a secondary base here back at home. They most of the time put everything there on the middle. So 5 hatcher in the back for Burger and 1 in the front, about 5 Sunkens there in the front being morphed. He does not have enough Zealots to break through. He's got the Robo there on the way. He's got double Robo on the way, 2 cannons. Stargate there on the way back at home. So he either might try to use the Stargate for a Corsair to fly the shuttle in, or maybe he's going to use the Corsair to fly over Burgersasu's base to do some scouting, get some information to see what Burgersasu is doing, but also to maybe pull and push those overlords away from the sides, because those overlords do provide essential vision for Burgersasu, because he needs time to respond to shuttle drops, and the more vision he's got on the sides, the easier it becomes to spot those shuttles flying in. Lara now on the way, just started it. Hydralisk then finished up, starts making a couple of Hydralisks, because usually this is the point where a shuttle starts to finish, but it looks like Byul did not go for a single shuttle. He's going straight into Reavers with armor and scarab damage. Screw the shuttles, let's just break in over the front door, let's not go for drops. That is a very interesting choice here from Byul, and honestly, it's very difficult to play against this all-in frontal Zealot Reaver push. It's very difficult, because he's going to get Zealot speed soon as well. There it is, queues it up. Corsair flies in for information gathering, going to get a lot of information there on what Burgersasu is doing. Sees the Lara on the way, sees that it's finished up. We have 2 Evo chambers, one for attack, one for carapace. Number 2 is still on the way, morphing some creeps in the back. Got a Spire on the way as well, more creeps in the front, spacing them out. Also, the fact that no shuttle has arrived yet means that Burgersasu should now know that Byul is going to go for a frontal push. He's not going to go for drops, maybe later, but not now. Right now, the goal is to just push through the front with Zealot Reaver. Once he gets level 1 armor and Zealot speed attack, he's going to break through, rush in, and try to basically out-muscle Burgersasu. Burgersasu is still spacing out his Sunkens a lot to make sure that Reavers do not splash on other Sunkens, but also to make sure that the Zealots have to run a bigger distance, but also to make it easy to micro his Hydralisks through the Sunkens, away from the Zealots and towards the Reavers from a defensive position. He didn't build a lot of Hydralisks yet. He really droned up really hard. He almost has the same worker count as Byul, which is something that's very rare. It's very rare to see a Zerg have the same worker count as a Protoss. There's like a 5 difference because some drones are being turned into Sunkens. I do think he should be starting on more Hydralisks soon. He's kind of supply blocked. Zealots are already coming in for the attack. He's got a great surround there. Zealots do pull back. He's waiting for another round of Reavers to finish up. He just wants this to be a very strong attack. He could have gone in, but he would have lost all the Zealots and not really done a lot of damage. But when he has about 7 or 8 Reavers in the mix, those Hydralisks are no longer that strong. We've got Mulisks on the way. 2 courses in the air against Mulisks. Very good option. Byul has mixed up his unit composition quite well. Hydralisks are staying away for now, still sitting in an arc. Corsair is going to clear out those Corsairs, but the Scourges cannot connect because okay, he connects. Byul made a small mistake there. Still no drops on the way, no shuttles are being made. It's about 10 Reavers or so in the front, takes one down. Dragoons cannot provide enough protection. But he's almost on maxed out supply. He's got a huge supply lead over Burgersasu. He's got 6 gateways on the middle. So it's going to be a proxy base on the middle. We're going to try to get another Reaver. Dragoons really not doing that much. Killing the Reavers really helps Burgersasu to defend this in the future. It might still be... Now at this point, it becomes a gambling match. Either the Scarabs on the Reavers hit everything perfectly, or they hit single target units. It's a very difficult thing to call beforehand. This army from Byul can kill Burgersasu, but doesn't mean it will. The Reaver shuttle, the Reaver micro, they're on the Mutalisk micro on the side. They're killing the Reavers before the Hydralisks all go in. Byul is trying his best to protect the Reavers, but not quite succeeding. Most of the Reavers went down. Dragoons are pushing in. I think with the army Byul has at the moment, he can still kill Burgersasu. It really depends on can the Mutalisk kill the Reaver there in the mix, in the middle. Yeah, okay, Burgersasu is going to defend this one. The Reavers did not do that much. I mean, they killed all the Sunkens, but against the Hydralisk, they didn't do too much. Also, the Mutas there from Burgersasu did a perfect job in repelling that Reaver push. Well, I'd say Byul gained enough ground, honestly. I'd be satisfied with the amount of ground gained by Byul, but the Reavers, once again, not really doing too much. They go down before he gets another Scarab off, and the Dragoons are forced to turn around. Another Reaver there in the middle, going to try to fight with this position here. Yeah, that's a good position. Reaver behind the Dragoons. Hydralisk cannot penetrate through to the Reaver, and the Reaver there stays alive in the back. It's crawling forward, going to try to kill it a little bit more. Gets a great Scarab there off on those units. Burgersasu pulling drones off the minerals and putting them into Sunkens in the front. Hydralisk there on the top, so he's going to try to get a good surround. He needs to get a surround. You cannot have those Hydralisks balled up in small little groups against 4 Reavers and about 10 Dragoons there. Gets a good surround. Target firing on the Reavers. He has to kill the Reavers first, but can't quite get all of them. And the supply is down to 50. You really do not specifically need drops to beat a Zerg. If you got this army composition, this push strategy from Byul, you can do some real bad harm. Though we have some Overlords here, transportation, and maybe there's some units inside. Actually, they're completely empty. Is he gonna try to trick Byul into pulling back his units to defend himself and use the time window to build and grow bigger? Imagine if there was lurkers in here. Imagine if these had lurkers inside. Okay, he's flying in. He's saying Naga. He's being very confident about this. Byul is not falling for it, but Byul here is distracted though, as the army from Burgersasu gets a great surround on all the Reavers and Dragoons, and he's gonna clear out that army. Dragoons are retreating backwards. Reavers have not yet spawned there on the middle. They're still on the way. More Dragoons are in the pathway. They have spawned now though. Byul didn't fall for Burgersasu's trickery. And Burgersasu did lose some Overlords there, but it might have just distracted Byul just enough to clear out that army there entering the front door of his base, trying to push on him. One armor finished up, one attack on the way, 1-1 there on the Hydras. Burger has great upgrades yet again, and I think he's about on 10 hatcheries in the back. No hive there yet. He might have Lurker aspect finished up, might not have. Oh, he's researching it right now. Very late Lurker upgrade. Once again, tries to push on those Dragoons. Can't quite get the surround on the Reavers. Reavers are in the back, very well protected. More Hydras and Zerglings spawning, going for the surround attack. Can he clear this out? Yes, he should be able to. A lot of Sunkens providing support. Target firing on the Reavers. Reavers getting great Scarab shots there though, but the last Scarab gets stuck behind the Zealot and does not explode. And he kills the army yet again. But his worker count... Oh, we just finished up another 12 or 18 drones all at the same time. Found a great moment to drone up. Has a lot of larvae available for more mutas and more hydras. So a wave of mutas is on the way. About 11 of them. I don't count a high number of dragoons are on the middle. We do have 5 more dragoons on the way and 5 zealots for Reavers. Level 2 attack and armor on the way for Byul. We got level 1 shield queued up. Burgersasu once again lying in wait for the perfect surround. It's about 11 Mutalisks waiting for their opportunity to strike and snipe those Reavers. He's got to do it before more Dragoons arrive here though. They have finished up and they're waiting on the middle. He's got 2 groups of Mutalisks. He goes right in. The Dragoons should not be able to protect this. He's going to kill the Reavers first with the Mutas and then go in with the Hydralisk. The Zealots are running into the Sunkens. They're suiciding into the Sunkens. Not the greatest choice there from Byul. Burgersasu might be able to go for the counter push here if he kills those Reavers, and yes he does. Now it's time for the Hydralisk and the Zerglings to attack right on top of those Dragoons. There's only 2 cannons out on the middle. 3 Reavers, 4 Reavers. Byul, this is also why it's so important to have this choke hold position on this entrance pathway. The Reavers they spawn at the right times, and the Zerglings and Hydras cannot break through because they're so clumped up in this tight, narrow, small space. It's so difficult to break through. So Byul has this small little position. Even though it's only 2 cannons, he's got this small position to fall back on time and time again. But now, disaster strikes. Disaster, it's a big surprise. They're on the left side of the map. Burgersasu, though, might have to pull those back to defend. But he's gambling this on the all-in attack to kill Byul while he can. We have about 12 cannons here back at home. And that's about 24 Mutalisks. I think the Mutalisks should win that fight. A big push here on Burgersasu. Lurkers are morphing, no observers on the scene. We've got the Mutas there arriving in Byul's base. Goes for the attack, going to take down those cannons first. While here he's at home defending, waiting for the Lurkers to spawn. No observers, no detection. He should be able to defend this when the Lurkers burrow up. We're back at home. He's got the cannons almost all killed. A lot of Mutas did go down there, though. He lost a lot of Mutalisks. About half of them went down. Got about 12 of them left alive, but the cannons have gone down. Only 4 more cannons warping in. Nothing. They're back at home. Dragoons are retreating, trying to defend the main base. And he's pushing up onto Burgersasu, but the Lurkers are there in between the Sunkens. Hydra's going to try to save the day. They shouldn't be able to, though. They shouldn't be able to. Observer is being warped in. Here at home, the Nexus is taking critical amounts of damage. Dragoons are arriving back at home to defend. Lurk has burrowed up right next to the Reavers. Reavers are going down. Hydra's are on the pushback. Is he going to kill that Nexus? Dragoons are trying to defend. Hydra's have moved back into the top corner here back at home. He's lost the Lurkers. He's got one more Lurker alive. Dragoons are coming in. More units are on the middle waiting to go in. He's got observers on the scene there as well. Is he going to kill the Nexus? Yes, he should be able to, but will he survive back at home? That's the big question. Will he survive here back at home? This is a strong force. This is a strong army. And more Dragoons and Reavers are on the way, and he might not have enough to defend himself against this. We've got Mutalisks morphing, Zerglings spawning, Hydra's queued up. Sunkens are trying to morph, but they're getting taken down by the Reavers really quick. He's got 2-2-1 upgrades there on those gateway units. Burgersasu has got 2-2 on the Hydras, but he only has a few Hydras. It's largely Zerglings and Hydras. He got about double the army size there for Byul. Got a pylon on the scene there as well to start building cannons. Lurkers got taken down there by the Reavers and Dragoons. Observers in the air providing a lot of support. The Mutas are going straight for the Reavers. Reavers not taking too much damage because they got double armor. And the Mutas don't have attack upgrades. Just get one more Reaver and then you might be able to survive this push. He's below 100 supply. I think Byul is still going to win this one. Burgersasu gambled all he had on killing the Nexus and he couldn't quite do it. I mean, he gambled. I think Burgersasu could have survived for another 10 minutes if he didn't gamble with the Mutalisks. But losing all the Mutas there, well, he needed them here at home to defend, might not have been the right choice. It was a cool move, though. It was a cool move. He killed the Nexus, but killing the Nexus isn't always enough. In the case you don't have enough left to defend back at home, and it just turns out Byul has enough of an army to kill Burgersasu. Burgersasu tried it, he gambled everything on that one move. But that's why it's called gambling. It either works or it does not.